This weapon is able to destroy Consort Radahn.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god!
This is the Death Ritual Spear. The worst part about this weapon, and I'm going to start with the negatives so I can immediately get on to the positives, you get it from a Deathrite bird. And Deathrite birds are annoying to kill. That's about it. So now let's get to the many positives of this weapon. It has 110 crit, which means not only the hits from a stagger, but also the riposte are going to do absolutely insane damage. And not to mention it's a spear, so you're going to get that piercing damage. However, it also has a really good moveset for a spear having this horizontal slash. And weirdly enough, it does really good stance damage too. So you're going to be staggering a lot, which also helps because this weapon has 110 crit, to mention again. You're going to hear 110 crit a lot throughout this video. It also has split magic damage, which means that it's going to be doing really good against a lot of bosses, since there's only one boss that is highly resistant to magic. So you're going to be expecting a lot of high numbers, especially since magic has a lot of buffs that you can use for it. But now I have to sadly get to a downside. It doesn't work with the multi-hit talismans, mainly because for some reason they decided the Ash of War just doesn't cooperate with them. Like your physical attacks do, but the Ash of War doesn't. But now let's get to the Ash of War because that's genuinely the most broken part about the weapon. The Ash of War, as you're seeing, is basically just a rain of spears. However, there is a catch to it. For some reason, they decided to give this Ash of War 26 stance damage, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a ranged projectile, which means no matter where you are on the arena, you are going to be getting this free 26 stance damage unless the opponent moves a lot, which you can imagine leads to high numbers because they gave this spear 110 crit, which means it's going to be doing more damage when an enemy is stance broken. And not to mention, since it's ranged, you don't have to worry about constantly needing to stay in Terra Magica. You could just stay in there while spamming this Ash of War. It also just does a lot of damage in general. Like, look at this. 17,000 damage against the Golden Hippo. That is already insane alone, but you can just stay at a distance and do this. You don't even have to do it when you're close to them. It is also extremely easy to build around. All you have to do is level Dex, Intelligence, and Mind. Mind because you're going to want to be spamming this Ash of War a lot. Dex so that you can scale the physical attributes. And Intelligence so that you can scale the Ash of War. Yeah, this weapon does amazing on every single boss. Almost. Scadutree Avatar and Bale are nightmares to do. Now, I'm going to pass on Scadutree Avatar mainly because he's just a nightmare in general if you don't have fire. But Bale, he's an interesting case. Because I actually expected Bale to be an easier fight. But no, he's not. The main problem is this weapon does best when A, the enemy stands still, and B, the enemy is big enough. Bale, surprisingly enough, doesn't tick either of these boxes. Now yes, he is large, but unlike every other dragon boss, you can't target his body. You have to target his head, which leads to problem A. Bale moves his head around so much in this fight. Now you're about to say, oh, wait for him to stop. However, by the time you wait for him to stop, he's about to start a new attack because this weapon does take time to actually cast the Ash of War. So you're not really going to be getting a lot of stance breaks with this weapon or even a lot of Ash of War casts in this fight, mainly because he moves around so much. So is this weapon insane? Yes, it is absolutely crazy, but do not use it against these two bosses. Like and subscribe.